Today, I want to show you something that I was able to create with Hatz that I never would have been able to do in a pre-Hatz life. And that is creating this fun, kind of silly little Hatz AI model selector quiz. We're going to look at it at the very end, but I want to show you the process and walk through the prompt engineering and the testing and all of the steps that went into it. So for some background, we released this thing yesterday. It's a Hatz LLM guide. We have 58 as of December 16th, 2025. We have 58 different LLMs on the Hatz platform. That's kind of too many to remember everything about them, all of their attributes and their characteristics and what they're good at. So we created this LLM guide. There's a too long didn't read, a TLDR section to show you, which one you might want to choose. There's a little decision tree, but then if you want to get granular, you can look at all of the different models that we support. Okay, so that being said, people said, all right, cool. I still don't want to have to read all of this to figure out which one I should use. So I said, I'm a millennial. I grew up on BuzzFeed. Let's make a BuzzFeed style quiz. So I went over to Hatz and I gave it this monster of a prompt. It's not actually that long, but you can pause to read it if you want. The gist of it is I gave Hatz this LLM guide. I turned on Firecrawl and I said, I want to create a BuzzFeed style quiz based on this LLM guide. And it should ask the user questions to help them pick the best model for their use case. Give it some more parameters, some more descriptions of what I wanted. And I was using Claude 4.5 Opus for this. So it used Firecrawl to scrape the site, pull all the information in, and then it used this weighted system to figure out which model, right? It's creating these questions. Okay, cool. Then we get down here and I said, now code it using this brand info. I uploaded our logo, our brand guide, and our color guide so it knows what colors to use. So I gave it all of this information and it wrote, I actually left my desk. I went and got a cup of coffee and came back and it wrote, I think 900 lines of code. Yeah, this is crazy. It wrote like 900 lines of code and I clicked copy. And you can use any kind of compiler for this, but I just went to onecompiler.com. I dropped all of the code into the left side and I clicked run and it gave me this. Start the quiz and you can click on it. It's interactive in here. The steps after this, there's a bunch of different ways you can get this onto a live site. I just downloaded the file from here. You could also download it from Hatz if you want to. There you go. I took it over to TinySite. Pretty cool. It's a free site. There are paid versions of it though if you want to do more with it. And I uploaded it onto TinySite and opened it up for anyone to take the quiz. So now that we're here, we're at the main event, let's figure out which model we should use. Let's think of a use case, okay? This quiz is only going to show you which model is right for a specific use case. Let's do something kind of fun at first. Let's say I just want to create images. I want to make a really cool image for something. I'm going to click on Create Pictures or Graphics. Next, Nano Banana Pro. I told it to not even go through with the rest of the quiz. If they want to do image generation, just recommend Gemini 3 Pro image. Now, we'll start over and do a real use case. Let's say that I want to build an agent that can help me analyze files in my OneDrive and also access SharePoint and maybe access the internet. And it's going to be an agent and has to think through things, okay? So that's what the use case is. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm probably going to need to search online. So we'll do that. How important is speed? I'm going to prioritize quality over speed in this case. Will the AI work on its own? Yep, we said it's going to be an agent. We said it's going to take multiple steps. And we said integrations are important. OneDrive, Salesforce. What kind of content will you work with? It's probably going to be business analysis. We're going to be looking at a lot of business documents. And probably going to need some reasoning. I'm going to really need it to execute some pretty hefty tasks. English is fine for this use case. And we're going to say good enough for internal use. I'm still going to keep a human in the loop and edit it and edit any outputs that it generates. And it's text only. Which vibe matches your work best? Let's say smart researcher. Ooh, or autonomous worker. Let's do that one because we talked about an agent. Claude 4.5 Opus, the autonomous agent. I love that it gives these descriptions. And then it also tells you to consider some alternatives. Using those weighted scores, it gives you your first choice, then gives you a second and sometimes a third option. I hope this was helpful for you to start thinking about ways that you can use AI to do things that really would have never been possible without it. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.